welcome back. Today we're going to talk about styling, all right, what we call HTML styling. All right, so for some reason, let's say we want to style our document or we want to style parts of our document. We have to apply what we call styling. All right, so before we go any further, let us open our document in the browser and see where we are. All right, so we're going to open our web page, open with Live Server. You can right click anywhere in your HTML document and then you have your website running like this one. This is our website currently, and there's not much to talk about in terms of styling. And so we want to change a few things over here, and that's what we are going to be doing today. All right, so going back to our HTML, there are so many ways of applying styling to your document, but today we're going to focus on HTML styling. We could use an external style sheet, which is beyond the scope of this lesson. We shall look at, CSS when we get to CSS. And so today we're going to focus at what we call internal styling or inline styling. All right, so I'm going to start with internal styling. When we do internal styling, in your head, you guys can see this head element. Inside this head element, I want to nest inside there what we call the style element. So if I write style over here and press enter, because I'm using Visual Studio Code, which comes with Emmet, which is a plugin that I can use, which can autocomplete for me. And so I have my opening tag over here and my closing tag over here. And so in between here, that's where I want to apply some styles. And so how do you apply styles to this document? All right, so let's just, look at this document and see where we can be able to apply some styles. I'm going to apply basic styles, nothing special. All right, let's say we want to surround this paragraph with a border. All right, so what we can do inside this style, so we only have one paragraph, fortunately for us. If you have more than one paragraph, then obviously all of those paragraphs will be affected by the style that you apply here. All right, so we call this internal styling, all right, in the document, in your head element. All right, so I'm going to choose the P because this is our element that we're trying to style, this paragraph element, so it's the P. And so after the P, you write the letter P and then curly brackets. And then inside these curly brackets, that's where you want to apply the style. Right? So we said we want to apply a border. And so we can write border and then colon. And then we can say maybe 2 pixel solid and maybe the color of blue. For you to understand these properties, you need to learn what we call CSS, and we're going to learn CSS later on. Our focus is on this style element. All right, so here we are telling HTML to apply a border to the P element. So if you hover over, you can see here the syntax is the line width, the line style, and the color. Okay, so these are these three properties. And so let's save this and see what happens. If I go back to my document, you guys can actually see that a border has been applied to this paragraph element. All right, so I could change here. I could apply a dashed border, save and run and see. If you check it out, now you can see this border is now dashed. All right, so having done this, let me try and comment this out. We are focusing on the style tag over here, the style element rather. All right, so I could use this style as an attribute. Okay, so if we are because I commented this out, so if we go back, you can see now there is no border around our paragraph. All right, so now we want to do what we call inline styling. When we apply the inline styling, we have to use the style attribute. If you haven't watched my video on attributes, I'll leave a link in the description. And I have a video on what attributes are and how you can use them. All right, so in our opening tag over here, we can apply the style attribute. And so I can say style here and equal and then quotation marks. And so now we want to do the same. We want to apply the same effect here. So I'm going to copy this so that you don't watch me type all this, and then I'm going to paste it here, Control V. And so I'm still applying the same style. I'm applying the border of 2 pixels dashed with a blue color. All right, so if I save this and go back and check out this document, you can see that same border has been applied. If I want something that is thicker, I could say I want something that is 10 pixels, save this and go back and check it out. Now you can see the border has a thickness of 10 pixels. All right, so this is how basically you apply styling in HTML. Okay, so we can do it internally in the document, in the head element, or we can do it in line like this. I can target this particular element and then I can apply some style attribute in there. So any one of these elements can have a style attribute. And H2 can have a style attribute. Any of these can have. For instance, let's say the H2, I can apply a style attribute here. So remember, attributes are passed into the opening tag, and so I can say style here. And so maybe I want to apply a color of let's say yellow for this one. And so if I save this and go back and check out, you can see now the title of this one has got a yellow color. And so you can virtually apply styling to any one of these elements. And so that's it for today. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. I'll see you in our next lesson. For now, I'm out. Bye bye.